guys, it's Jennifer Norman. Welcome to day 26 of From My Closet, a project that I started to help spread a little bit of inspiration and a little bit of joy to the world right now. Today we are going for it. We are going for the topic of sex. Make sure the kids are not within earshot. This is not a video for children, just saying that right up front. Interestingly enough, I have a very surprising secret to tell many of you. After I had gotten separated from my second husband, I swore off men for a good long time. And then after that, I decided that I deserved to see what's out there. And so I started online dating. And lo and behold, I had no idea that anybody would be interested in me. Seriously, I really was surprised. And so I pretty much started swiping right on just about everybody who I thought was interesting. And it turned out that I had a series of dates with some 20-something-year-old individuals. And one of them happened to have just turned 21, lived in a rehab house on Laurel Canyon here in Los Angeles. And we decided to just, go on a few dates. And lo and behold, we decided to get matching tattoos, or at least coordinating tattoos. Now, I had not had a tattoo my entire life. I swore to myself that I was never going to get a tattoo, but here I was on a whim, completely impulsive, with a 21-year-old boy going and getting ink on my skin. And the interesting thing was that I made a very strange choice. We decided to get master and servant tattoos, and so my servant tattoo is right there. Not too many people have seen it, not too many people know about it, but the cat is out of the bag now. Everybody has seen it, and you know where it is, and you know what it is. Why in the world would I have done that? Why in the world would I have gotten a servant tattoo? I couldn't help myself, but I think, when you're doing things that are impulsive, obviously you're not really thinking very straight. But I think that there were a lot of reasons that caused me to want to get this tattoo at this time. Number one, I was going through it as far as just emotionally and psychologically, having just gotten out of a very long relationship and, just kind of, testing the waters and searching, finding out what was out there. And it actually, now that I have it and I've lived with it long enough, it seems so appropriate. And I remember explaining it to some other friends of mine as being that, I always felt in my life that I was a servant. Not necessarily in a bad way, maybe in a bad way, but, in the best way possible as well. A servant of God, a servant to man, a servant to others. I'm a people pleaser, and that's just kind of the way that I've always been. And so, having ink on my skin as my first tattoo of being servant, kind of did make sense. I will also confess that for a while I did try being a submissive, and that didn't go very well. I found out I'm a lousy submissive. I'm far too opinionated and far too. I've got my own head on my shoulders, and so that didn't work very well. Although I thought it would be fun to try for a bit. Anyway, it got me starting to think about the complex that Sigmund Freud had named. So I think it was back in like 1925, which was the Madonna whore complex, and that is the idea that men see women or women see women as being one of two polar opposites, and they can't be anything in between. And one is the Madonna, it's the saint, and the other is the whore or the sinner. So you can be loved and respected, or you can be, repulsed and shamed. You can be, completely pure and looked up to, or you can be completely denigrated and looked down upon. And these are polar opposites, and there really is no in between, which creates kind of like a misogynistic societal view of what women are and what their place is in society based upon sexuality, interestingly enough. Well, obviously, a lot of people, really frown upon that whole idea of kind of the sinner and the saint, because we are all, a mixed bag of nuts. Everybody is everything all rolled into one. And so I am one person who, as you probably have guessed, I live my life in pretty much extremes. If I'm going for it, I go for it. And so, if I'm going to do the mom thing, I am hella mom. If I'm going to be, the gal that is going to go out with a bunch of guys and just, live it up and have an interesting time online, then I'm going to do that too. There does not have to be a one or the other. It's completely fine for everybody to find their own balance in life and be whatever you wish to be. Just because I choose to dress this way doesn't mean that I'm a whore. It means that I celebrate my femininity and I like the power that comes with feeling a sensual expression with the way that I dress or with the way that I look. And that's just the way that it is. People can criticize it, people can admire it, people can desire it, but it's really just a reflection of how you are viewing me and what that brings up in you. Does it bring up this whole idea of, oh, here's a girl who's celebrating herself, right on, and give her props? Or does it bring up like, oh my God, who the hell is she? And she's like filthy. And these are things that I think that would be interesting to just kind of check and see what your reaction is when you kind of hear these things, or even the topic of sex in general. I will also admit that, as a young person, just like many people, there were sexual indiscretions in terms of, rape, molestation, assault. I mean, I think that many people, just like myself, have experienced these things. And so, getting over the pain and the suffering and the mental anguish that comes with that kind of assault on your person takes a while. And so for me to feel comfortable in my particular situation now of being okay with myself as I am, showing up in the world as I am, being as sexual as I wish to be or as asexual as I wish to be, just depending on what time of day it is or what kind of mood I'm in, it's really okay. And I would encourage everybody to also, be okay with yourself too. However you feel is valid and is right, and no one else can judge you for that. If you feel in your heart of hearts that you need help and that you are imbalanced, then that is deserving of time and attention as well. But only you would really know that. I don't think that anybody else can necessarily judge that unless it's somebody that's a really dear partner and can, really reflect you back to you in a way that perhaps you don't see yourself. So yeah, I just wanted to kind of share all that, kind of, let it all out. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling cathartic about being able to share these things. And I'm just curious to see, if there's anybody else who kind of, feels like, okay, this is cool. She's actually expressing something that needs to be said. I'm sure that many other people have said it, but it's always nice to kind of hark back on it, especially since I've only got 30 days of these videos to make sure that I'm touching on this, because it is an important one and it is one that has been impacting my life ever since I was young. So with that, I wanted to actually tie the giveaway in with something that I thought would be a real fun sensual treat for a gal or a guy to give to their gal friend, and that is a La Perla gift. This is practically new. I still have the box, I still have the tags, and it is a piece of lingerie that is, I think it's a size small. You can see the tags are still here. The La Perla. It looks like this. It's a negligee of sorts. And it is a size small, size 2 it says right here. So yeah, if anybody is interested in this, just give me your shipping address and you could be in the running to receive it. And who knows, maybe 9 months after this there'll be another gift on the way. Anyway, I hope that you guys are enjoying this, and thanks so much for watching. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.